Hi everyone, I am Wafa Lango and welcome you all in Grammar in Detail. If you are new and not subscribed the channel, so please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get some more videos about the grammar. Today we are going to discuss the ditransitive verb do from active voice into passive voice. Before starting this, we will just put a glance on the definition of die and d. Die means to transitive which can be changed into passive voice and verb which shows an action. So those verbs which need two objects and can be changed into passive voice in how many ways? Four ways are called die transitive verbs or detransitive verbs. Die transitive verbs need two objects, one direct object and one indirect object. What are direct objects? All non-livings are called direct object and all livings are called indirect object. Whatever the non-livings we have, those are known as direct object, and whatever the livings we have are called indirect object. They need two objects to complete their meaning, one direct and one indirect. If you put one of the objects, so the meaning won't be clear, and sometimes it will be wrong even. I suppose I say you do him. Now if I say you do him, how it is possible? It will give us wrong sense. Even some of the negative thought mind people will think that how will do him, and over there the meaning will be wrong even. And if I say you do a work, a question arises, for whom you do a work. So for that you need to bring the both of the objects together. Like I say you do him a work. Now you do him what? A work. You do a work for him. You do a work for whom? So for him. Over there now meaning is clear. You do him a work. And most of the time we bring indirect object at the beginning, direct at the end. But if you want to shuffle the places, keep in your mind your indirect object him will be followed by a preposition, like you do a work for him. So this is the way to change it from active voice into two ways, inactive voice into two ways. But our main target is how we are going to change it from active voice into passive voice into four ways that we will be discussing. There are two ways to change them into active voice. How? Like I say they could do us a work, they could do a work for us. So over there these are the two ways to change them into passive voice, and we are going to change it in our modal auxiliary verb could. Could is the modal auxiliary verb in secondary level. It is used for 40% in present, even it gives the meaning. In primary level it is the past of could, can, but it can give the meaning of in present 40%. We've already discussed the modal auxiliary verb must, which is used for 100%, and we have already discussed ought to, which is less stressable than must and more stressable than should, which was used for 85%, should for 75%, and can for 50%, which we have already discussed in previous lecture. And today we have got modal auxiliary verb could for 40% in secondary level, as a secondary level, and we will be discussing it. Now before starting that from active voice into passive voice, we will just look at the rules how you are going to change it. When they, your subject, comes in the place of object, changes into them. So over there them will not be called object, it will be called agent. And what is the definition of agent? It tells us who does an action in a sentence. So over there by them an action is being done, so here it is called your agent and doer of an action. And when you bring indirect object or direct object, us in place of subject, make it we. So we and a work when comes in the place of subject, so here it will not be called the doer of an action subject, but it will be called the topic and title subject. And what is title and topic subject? A person, place or a thing in a sentence which we are talking about. In first and second sentence we are talking about we, and in third and fourth sentence we are talking about work. And when us changes into place of subject we, so by them comes at the beginning, work at the end, a work at the beginning, by them at the end. And when you bring a work at the beginning, so by them in place of subject, so by them comes at the beginning for us at the end, for us at the beginning, by them at the end. So sentences which will be changed in this way. We could be okay. We could be done by them a work. We could be done a work by them. A work could be done for them by us, and a work could be done for us by them. So these are the sentences to change them from active voice into passive voice into 4 ways. Next we have got negative sentences. Those sentences in which we deny the statement, reject the statement and refuse the statement are called negative sentences. They could not do us a work. They could not do a work for us. We could not be done by them a work. We could not be done a work by them. A work could not be done by them for us. A work could not be done for us by them. Next we have got interrogative sentences. Those sentences in which we ask question and put queries are called interrogative sentences. Could they do us a work? Could they do a work for us? Could we be done by them a work? Could we be done a work by them? Could a work be done by them for us? Could a work be done for us by them? Next we have got formal sentences. Those sentences in which we ask question, deny the statement and we ask them in a formal and polite way are called formal sentences. Could they not do us a work? Could they not do a work for us? Could we not be done by them a work? Could we not be done a work by them? Could a work not be done for them by them for us, and could a work not be done for us by them? Last we have got informal sentences. Those sentences in which we ask question, deny the statement and we ask them in a informal way are called informal sentences. Could not short form is couldn't. Couldn't they do us a work? Couldn't they do a work for us? Couldn't we be done by them a work? Couldn't we be done a work by them? Couldn't a work be done by them for us? And couldn't a work be done for us by them? So these are the sentences of ditransitive verb do from active voice into passive voice in modal auxiliary verb could. So hope you got today's lecture. Wish you best of luck. See you next time with next lecture. Goodbye.